Welcome y'all to another episode of the Presidential Executive. What's going on? This is your boy right here, JB. This is my brother over here, El Presidente Rag. What's going on, my guy, on this Thursday?
Yeah. It's a little different.
Yeah, definitely.
A little different.
Little different. I didn't want to lead the week without, you know what I'm saying, kind of coming through. You know how our schedules be, man. You know, be a little different, be a little wild. But y'all go ahead and like this video right now, wherever that you stream podcasts. Whether this is live or whether this is a replay, go ahead and like this video. Comment, do all that stuff. I see some of y'all be commenting on the live sometime, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead, just leave a comment, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're just saying hey or whatever, you know what I mean? Whether you leave a comment about what we're talking about or just, you know, regular and general stuff, man. So go ahead and do that. We're on Apple, we on YouTube, we on Spotify, we on iHeartRadio, we on Amazon Music and Stitcher.
Stitcher, yeah, I was in mid-sip.
Caught him in mid-sip.
I ain't forget the Stitcher. You caught me in mid-sip.
Caught him in mid-sip. But yeah, man, all is well. All is going, man. Everything good with you, Doc?
Oh yeah.
For sure. We got a few things to get into, bro.
Okay.
We got a few things to get into.
I had some. I know you probably had some.
Yeah. Well, you know, actually, I didn't write this down, but it's just, you know, been on the mind. It's been a few weeks. One of my homies hit me. I don't know if you remember my boy Derek from Detroit, from TSU. You met him at them tailgates. I don't know if you remember him, but he watched the podcast, you know, I think often. And so he hit me up, was talking about, you know, what I thought about the whole the Trump stuff and the tariffs and all this stuff like that. But I told him we did talk about it, so I kind of pointed him back to a segment or something like that. We did talk about it some. But just all the stuff going on now, because it's literally every day something's new coming out about this whole tariff situation. And I had somebody ask me about this the other day, just, you know, what I think about it. Because everybody know, oh, you're the Trumpster, you're the one that, you know, voted for him or whatnot and made some videos about it. So what do you think, JB, about the whole thing? Now, I've mentioned it on the pod too. Like, I think that the tariffs are, I think it's a long-term play. I'm not too sure about some of the reciprocal tariffs that they're talking about, but I look at it this way. Countries all over the world, you're talking about Europe, you're talking about China, you're talking about whoever, over the decades, over the past 40, 50 years, all of them really, they've been getting fat off of what we provide them. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's import, exports, the stuff that we send over. We've already seen the millions and billions of dollars we send to Ukraine. And that's just, you know, tip of the iceberg when you talk about other countries that we've sent money to and supported and stuff over the years. And so we haven't been getting any get back from that when you look at the historical piece of it. And so now is this the best thing? No. I have a portfolio in the stock market. And if anybody has a 401k and deals with that, you know, and there's, you know what I'm saying? You might not want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of fluctuation and stuff going on. So in the short term, it's going to suck. In the short term, prices will be going up. Lumber will be going up because I think the tariffs are going from Canada. I think they provide us with some wood and lumber up there. So stuff will go up. Now, the thing is what's going to happen after Trump, because to me, to do this tariff stuff, the next person in office will have to try to implement that and keep it going, because this is a long-term play. If this is a tariff and then it's going to go back to the same usual, I think it would be not a good thing. But I'm still up in the air about it. I just think the tariffs can be a good thing. It could potentially get rid of the income tax here in the States. I know certain states like Mississippi recently just got rid of their income tax. You know what I'm saying? So it's gradually can be something. So I think the tariffs can be a good thing, and I think it's more so a long-term play. And so I just think we have to kind of wait it out, because I think here in the States, I think we get so comfortable with how things been going, been eating high off the hog and stuff like that, to where anything that's kind of uncomfortable, we kind of push back and not really open the book totally and see kind of what's really kind of been going on and what's the best long play, for the country or just period. Like also, I want to say the stock market is down now, so any smart investor, that's the time to really start buying. That's the really starting to start buying in, really. So people complained about the stock market being down. One of the guys that schooled me in the stock market some years ago always told me, like, JB, when everybody's panicking and going the other way, that's when you need to start investing and putting in, because when that get back come up, whenever it is, it's going to be going like this for a little while, right? It's going to go down, then it's going to go up. So whenever that get back comes, it's going to come back. It's going to come back with a vengeance. So it's just a matter of who's going to be patient enough to play the game, right? So that's what I had to say about the Terrors. I don't know if you had to add anything to that, but I think the Terrors will be a good long-term play, but we will be suffering in the short term.
Only thing I don't like about the tariffs is that when you're putting tariffs on Canada, I drink Crown Royal. Mm-hmm. Not all the time, but I mean, like when I'm drinking a whiskey, if
that's
it's not
Canada.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's not, if it's not Uncle Near, if it's not Jack, Crown is one of my go-tos, especially the Crown Black. So that's the only reason why I care about the tariffs. My motto, capitalism versus socialism. I don't buy it because at the top it's the same people behind it. Yeah. Shout out to Corey Red. But like I said, I have no particular love for Republican, Democrat, whatever, Whig Party, QAnon, or whatever else. I pray for leadership because I respect the office, even if I don't respect the person who's in office, no matter who they be. I pray for leadership, and that's it. And I keep it moving. So, that's my spiel on it.
I'm with it. All right. Now, kind of to all of it's entertaining, really, when you look at it, but the entertainment part here we kind of got the game in the background, so kind of keeping tabs on it a little bit. The Grizzlies, you know what I'm saying? The stuff about Ja, you seen the thumbnail, All Eyes on Me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Our great Memphis superstar Ja Morant has been in the news again the past couple of weeks. I think the first time it was maybe a week or two ago when we played Golden State. Mm-hmm. Actually in the Forum here in Memphis, and he Buddy Hield, one of the shooting guards for Golden State, shot a three, and he did the little gun thing, I think to our bench or something.
Right.
And then later in the game, Ja, you know what I'm saying, I don't know if he got a dunk or he maybe shot a three himself, and then he did the same thing kind of back to them. Draymond snitched. You know what I'm saying? Draymond came to the ref, hey, we can't do that. You know how, Draymond do. So it was a warning, and then maybe late last week, I forgot who, we were playing Miami. Maybe it was Miami. I think it was Miami because it was on TV. Mm-hmm. And he did it again. You know what I mean? He actually hit the game winner in that game, but he did the gun thing. Black people say it was a sweep of one of the big guns. It wasn't just a little pew, type of deal. So Adam Silver didn't take that lightly, and so he felt, honestly, he probably got pushed to do something, because I don't really think he was going to do something until that second time, really a couple of days later when Ja did it again. And I'll give my thoughts about it, but what you think about it, right?
I mean, for the people that's defending it, I mean, again, it's just the classic dumb shit. It's the classic entitled, if I'm not allowed to do it, you shouldn't be allowed to do it. Okay, my twins can't drive. They should be allowed to drive because I can drive? No, because them niggas can't handle it. Yeah. They will kill themselves and somebody else. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain foods that I can drink alcohol. They cannot. You know why? Because them niggas be running all in the walls and everything else and probably damage their insides up. Right. But we all should be able to do it because I'm able to do it. They should be able to do it. That's that dumb shit I'm talking about.
I hate that.
I remember my first car was a 77 Bonneville. Mm-hmm. Box giant, right? Mm-hmm. Got it painted electric blue like the phone posits, like the pennies. You know what I'm saying? That joker was sharp. Had a 350 engine in it. Okay, but it looked like a dope boy car.
Yeah.
I got pulled over every week in that car. So if it looked like if I ain't had my seatbelt on, if I was driving a little bit too fast, I could not drive the same way everybody else was driving. Mm-hmm. Because it looked like, this young black dude in a dope boy car, and everybody else is doing 70 on the expressway, but I'm in a dope boy car. Woo! I get pulled over. I had to learn common sense. Yep. I didn't like being inconvenienced. I didn't like being late for work. I didn't like being late. I was going to school at the time. I didn't like being late for college because I'm getting pulled over. I had to learn to adjust because I understood that the perception to some people is reality. It is. And unfortunately, the rules are different. Yeah. So you know what I started doing? I started leaving earlier. You see what I'm saying? I started getting my stuff ready the night before so it wasn't as much pressure on me in the day, so I didn't have to speed. It didn't matter how fast everybody else was driving. I could do 60, and guess what? When I was doing 60, 63, I wasn't getting bothered. I hit 70, woo, but everybody else they doing 85. You ain't pulling them over, but they ain't driving a dope boy car. Yep. They're driving a Honda Civic. So it's the same with Draymond and the flagrants, right? He's got a history. He's going to get it more harsh than if Luke Kennard fouled somebody. You were on camera twice with firearms. Now, one of them you was in your car, but the other one you was in a place where potentially if the gun drops or somebody bumps you or something, that situation could have ended badly. Mm-hmm. And that's your bad because you posted it.
So ain't got suspended 25.
You see what I'm saying? Right now. Now again, are you the only person in the NBA with guns? No. It's probably a lot of niggas that got illegal guns in the NBA, but they not posting the shit. They're not telling on themselves. Mm-hmm. So you're mad because you're broadcasting your bullshit, and then you get called to the carpet on it, and everybody feel everybody else do, but everybody didn't get caught. That's what the hell a snitch is. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say something about you because my dumb ass got caught. So now it's 100 other celebrations you could do. You could do the Sam Cassell big ball celebration. You know what I'm saying? Like you could do. They're not limiting your celebrations, but you want to do and you got suspended for the gun shit. And I think we talked about this a few weeks ago when Gilbert Arenas situation happened. He was only suspended 3 games. Yeah. Initially, what end up being the big ban is they got the camera on them in the huddle, and he's doing the gun thing in the huddle. Yeah. And then he got suspended 60-something games for conduct detrimental to the team. Yeah. Because his initial suspension was only 3 games. Mm-hmm. And it was in the locker room. Nobody had cameras in it. It would have got swept under the rug. But you want to be in the huddle trolling. So now you hit a shot and you got to be in a city where we just a couple of weeks ago, somebody from Memphis who had relocated to Houston was just assassinated a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Where Young Dolph was just assassinated a couple of years ago. Yeah. Where Yo Gotti's brother was just assassinated about a year or so ago. Mm-hmm. Like this is a reality in the city that we live in. And so you got to have the common sense. Now, again, if you like getting hit for 75 racks, yeah, man, hey, I wish I had them kind of problems.
Well, that's like monopoly money for them, but
man, you give me that 75K.
Right.
If you like wasting money, nigga, email me, Ja Morant. Email me, call me, text me, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. I'm on all that. If you want to waste, I promise you, at the Prez XTV, we can use all 75K that you like wasting.
Yeah, we can definitely use it. We can abuse it too.
Nigga, look, hey, and I ain't gonna lie. Nigga, we can do 60-40 your way. I don't care. Yeah. I want that 40%. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight. That's 40% more than what I got right now. Yeah. But again, I just don't like how this victim mentality that they're picking on me. Yeah. Nobody wasn't saying nothing. But and again, like we talked about this with Draymond. I didn't feel sorry. Nigga, you got a history. So, man, you're gonna keep doing. You ain't doing regular fouls like you kicking niggas in the balls, you choking people out, you punching people, and you talking about a victim. They warned you the first time.
Yeah.
But Buddy Hield is doing it, but Buddy Hield ain't on Instagram,
Right.
with a live firearm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, then you also got the instances where after games, it's red dots on opposing players, and it's from your people and everything. So it's just, you got too much heat surrounding your name as it pertains to that.
Now, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I think we need to look at it from both sides of the spectrum, because we like to take all the good when it comes to stuff like that. But then when it comes to the bad, just like being a player, if you being a player out here, you got a reputation in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Ladies like, oh, I want to know what that feel like. You know what I'm saying? This. And so you kind of main dingo, you know. So now your reputation precedes you, whether they know by experience or not. They're going to want to, you know what I'm saying, know kind of what's going on with you without you even saying something. They just, I heard about this person. So that's going to work for you, right? And so on another side, be like, oh, let's say, he's small down there. He stink. You know what I'm saying? Or he got a smell to him or something like that. That's going to precede you too. That's going to be like, oh, well, she don't even know you, but from what she heard and what her girls done told you, you know what I'm saying, she ain't going to fool with you. So now with the Ja Morant thing, it's like, and I've been seeing a lot of Memphians take up for him, be like, they'll show some pictures of other NBA players doing it and stuff like that. But I was like, look, literally the league is trying to push him to be the face.
Right.
He took over the Kyrie shoes. You know what I'm saying? He has his own thing with Nike. Not too many people have signature Nike shoes. If you go down the test of time, nobody, like, it's a select few, right? And so
Ja, you talking about NBA? What, Jordan, Penny?
I
think Barkley did have one.
Paul George recently had a Nike. Yeah, but that was like the only one. But he was pinned.
And I want to say
like
Kyrie
that.
was going to have one.
I got a couple.
But yeah, over the course of, I guess, when Mike kind of changed it for Nike, because even when they did the Jordan brand, that wasn't really a signature per se. Yeah. That was just kind of retooling certain Jordans and putting team colors for people who he had on the Jordan brand. So like when you talk about, to your point, signature, Mike, iconic, Penny. Iconic.
Yeah.
You know, you had, of course, the Barkley shoe, and we talking about basketball because, of course, Deion and Griffey both had one. Scotty had a couple of them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But Gary Payton. Yeah. I mean, but again, it's like, you got to be an iconic personality, an iconic player. It's not everybody.
Or they see the trajectory of where you're going to go. And so that's where Ja is. And so now, it's what we talked about before. Like, to me, it's like the entitlement of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I think we were talking about a few weeks back, Anthony Edwards talking about he don't want to be the face of the league. He don't want this and want that. Okay, and some people, Carmelo Anthony, take, oh, yeah, he don't want that. He just want to play ball and go home, just like KD. I just want to play ball and go home. I don't want any of the other responsibilities, right? And so, to me, that's just saying that you don't want to be disciplined, right? Because certain things, if you want that piece to be the face of the league or whatever, you're going to have to be disciplined. You just can't say the F word just out and about, just anywhere and stuff like that, right? Not saying, like, because we know the GOAT, Michael Jordan, used the F word all the time. But when them cameras was on, or when he was in a certain atmosphere.
Right. So it sounds like you saying you could be the face of the league.
It's fucking crazy. I couldn't be the face of the league.
No, because you're not going to say the F word.
No. So,
and see, that's the thing. I'm going to say the F word.
Yeah. So it's, you know, given, like, Ja, I get it. If you don't want to do that, but to me, it's messing up your money. But then that's the other part about it, too. They making so much money, they're not even tripping on losing $10 million, right? Because they're making 80, 90, 100 million. So it's like,
I would be tripping on losing $10 million.
I would be tripping too. Like, I don't think even, especially over something like that, just because you doing, now he did come up, I don't know if you saw, he did come up with something new. He did the grenade.
The grenade, which is fine.
It was great.
Which is fine.
It was great.
It's not a gun.
Yeah.
But nigga, I'm not losing $10 million because nigga, I would eat some liver cheese right now.
Yeah.
You know, I would eat some hot sauce and crackers right now.
Yeah.
And this is just going into another topic, but like when
That's
we talking about Damon Wayans, like he said his mom used to buy pig knuckles, nigga.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'll eat some pig feet right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's times where it's
Tasty.
like I don't feel like cooking. Nigga, if I got ramen noodles in the cabinet, it's going down.
Yeah, we do that here.
And that was a straight struggle meal. Like, yeah. But you know what? College. I am not too far removed from that.
Yeah.
So like to frivolously 75,000.
75K, man.
For making a gun motion? And I'm sorry, like I'm sorry, like I mean,
put that 75K in South Memphis. I know, like to pay people light bill, like what Zach Randolph used to do, like stuff like that. See, and to me, that's where it gets like
75K. We could pay like 3 people's light bill in Memphis. No,
yeah, literally.
Right, yeah, MLGW
today, yeah.
But no, I mean, but like no, you could probably pay your whole neighborhood's light bills with 75K.
Easy. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you put that in the bank, that could potentially be, 1.5 kids' college, depending on where they go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely University of Memphis. Like, you trying to go to Yale or Brown or, you know what I'm saying? Like, somewhere like that. Maybe not, but like, University of Memphis, 75K. Like, straight, because you talking about what?
Yeah.
15, 20K a year?
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that stuff will work. Like, it's a lot of insensitive stuff like that. I don't think, because when you're a big millionaire NBA player, you don't think about stuff like that. You don't think about, because I told you I've been like, I've been like Uber driving and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I've been, talking to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? They've been, hitting me up, asking me questions and stuff. And so you really kind of get back ingrained into the environment, right? I'm everywhere. Orange Mound, South Memphis, da-da-da-da. And just really, listening to people and seeing how they thinking and how they living and stuff like that. And times like this, I don't know how many times people say, "Oh, bro, it's so hard out here. It's hard out here, bro. I'm trying to do what I do." People that's venting in there, you know what I'm saying, doing all this stuff. And so you giving away 75K like that, just simply like that, and kind of brushing it off, like you said, in Memphis, in a time like these and stuff like that, like you don't think about the sensitivity part about it, but then just the common sense part is like, Ja, like I'm with you, but you got to reel it back in, because at the end of the day, we want to see you play. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like at your job, you know what I'm saying? Let's say your manager or the top dog at the office, you know what I'm saying? He tell you, hey, Rag, hey, reel it back, you got to do that, and you go do it again. You go, and it's like you almost daring the person to do something. Now, it's on a bigger scale because, like I said, they're making hundreds of millions of dollars, and so now, okay, I can lose 100K and be okay, but it's like, bro, I don't like it for Ja, but I'm hopefully he listens with the grenade thing. It seems like he kind of thinking of different ways to do something different, bro.
I mean, like, again, to that point that you said, like, I remember one year I probably had been at the post office. It was like my second year. And I'm doing a pickup at the mall out in Collierville, and like some youngsters tried to steal out the mail truck. And I was on one side. They didn't know I was on the other side of the truck. Like I was putting my stuff in the truck. They didn't see me. You know what I'm saying? They saw the mail truck sitting. They tried to steal. Long story short, I ended up chasing them off. But the next day we have a whole meeting in the station. It's like, oh, nobody try to be a hero. You're not a cop. Da 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 da. You just let them take whatever. I'm like, now again, and I wasn't on no hero shit. Like I'm in the moment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're responding.
And again, and people forget. Like I'm not. Yes, I'm extremely educated, but nigga, verified. 1101 Saxon Avenue. You know what I'm saying? Like that. If you know where that's at, you know where that's at.
Yeah, I know where it's at.
You know what I'm saying? Then we moved out, and then we was in Murder 8 before it was Murder 8.
Yeah.
So everybody that's an OG, trust me, we know them.
Yeah. Because
we went to school with them. We graduated with them. Right? So I ain't no hoe. In the moment, I saw what it was, but guess what? When my boss said this is not what we do, it ain't been no more incidents of me chasing nobody off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And again, it's been some times where I've had to tell people like, look, when you can find somebody better than me to do what I do the way I do it, then we can have that conversation. But after I say that, when they say we need you to do this, but you know what? I got you.
Right. Yeah.
And it kind of remind me of some man. Shout out to Pastor Slaughter, but you know he was like the number 2 wrestler in his year, his senior year, like in the whole United States. He was number 2 in the whole United States, like his senior year in high school.
Okay.
And he was starting to do his ministry stuff, and so he was having to miss practices. And his coach says, and he told his coach, like, look, if it's anybody on this team that can beat me, then I'll miss this and I'll be at practice. But as long as I'm the big dog, like, if I got to be at church doing this, like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But he was like, but you know what? I'm gonna make sure I try to limit that. I'll be in as many practices as I need to be for team cohesion and stuff like that. Right. And to your point, it's like when your boss tells you something, you gotta think, John. And it ain't just you might be wiping your ass with $75K. But you're not looking at the bigger picture.
That's the problem.
LeBron became the first billionaire while playing. It wasn't just what he was doing on the court. It was that image that he had out that allowed for other things.
Yep.
And see, LeBron, like stupid talk. It's only so many movies that LeBron could be in. LeBron is going to always be the basketball player in every movie. When you're 6'9", you're going to be that guy. Right. You see what I'm saying? But Ja is 6'2". Ja can be, like, they put Ja in the movie. Ja could be the supervisor at your store.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because Idris Elba is 6'4". Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like, and he's a leading man. Like, Ja could be, Denzel is the same height.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you're not realizing the potential that you have when you're the face. You can be in all of these commercials. You can be in all of these. You can be making cameos in TV shows and movies. Yeah. You're shorting yourself the big bag. You might have generational wealth already, and you know you taking care of your daughter, your mom, your dad, your sister, but nigga, you could be taking care of your great grandkids.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can get to the point to where your family got old money. And that's what I'm talking about. We hustling backwards, but we applaud the dumb shit instead of holding people accountable and saying, "Look, I was listening to the Drink Champs interview Will Smith did with he was on Drink Champs, but he was saying when he moved out to L.A., he said it was different rules. He said he wanted to wear his red Phillies hat, and he didn't know in certain neighborhoods you couldn't wear a red Phillies hat in L.A. Because this is a Crip neighborhood. I can't wear a red Phillies hat. But I'm in LA. I gotta move accordingly.
Right.
And what I'm saying, I've got busted twice for having fun. And then not only that, stuff that don't even have nothing to do with me. We play Indiana, and Indiana players snitching talking about his red dots. You know, people pointing guns with laser beams on them at our so you're linked to all of that. So I'm not trying to have nothing. I ain't never seen Michael Vick since he got out of jail talking about he a dog. I'm a dog.
Right.
Mike Vick don't even reference dogs, period.
It would be like if he had like a chain with some dog paws on it. Just being on TV, doing the analyst. Like
I ain't never heard him say that's my dog. He said, that's my homie, that's my partner, that's my friend, that's my compadre. Right. He'll never say that's my dog. You know why?
No.
Because he knows.
No. It's not worth it.
Man, Michael Vick will get beat and assaulted by a dog before he defends himself from a dog attack because of everything linked with his name as it pertains to dogs. We joked about OJ. You know what you didn't see when OJ winning him, the old boy up? I bet he didn't have a knife.
Right.
The nigga had a 38. He ain't had no knife.
Yeah. And that was a good point because just going back to even Mike Vick, even as you can go back and see like how unfair the situation was and how it was really criminal how he spent that much time in jail because of this. Even though all of that is true, he still knows perception is reality. Even though I may feel this way, I can't go about doing business this certain way. Because he wouldn't be on Fox analyzing. He wouldn't
Right.
probably have this new head coaching
Right, he got a
job
new
that he
head
has.
coaching job, right.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, but all the people that we talked about is from the old cloth, kind of from our generation. Will Smith, Mike Vick, and others like that. Because now these cats are making so much money. It's like it's monopoly money, literally. Like it doesn't matter to them, bro. And so,
And if we wanted to talk about the hypocrisy, we could talk about how, like, so it's wrong for you to make money off of your dog attacking another dog to the death, but it's okay for you to have a dog that constantly jump over your fence and will attack people to the point to where they might die. That's fine,
yeah,
but it's wrong if I make money off of it.
yep,
Right? We don't talk about how, like, go to a pound. I bet you if you go, today is the 10th of April, 2025. I bet you go 10th of April, 2026. I bet if that dog that was in there today that don't get picked up, I bet it don't be there next year. You know why? Because they're going to go euthanize it, which means they kill it. They put it to sleep. Mercy killing. What do you mean mercy? No, they only kill it because nobody came to get the dog.
yeah.
And they got to make room for some new dogs that come in the pound. They're only going to keep them for so long. So it's wrong if a dog has fought another dog and it's about to die and you mercy kill the dog. That's criminal. But when the pound do it, it's humane.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
but
the
now,
culture we live in.
right?
That's the
And
culture.
so again, we try to move the needle, we adjust the scales, but at the end of the day, if I get busted for some shit,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be seen doing that same shit.
It's just like recently I saw somebody from Hernando High School got convicted because he was caught with child pornography, right? And so it's just like now, let's say he gets get bonded out, gets out and do stuff like that. If now, he applies to be a part of kinder care or something like that, or try to be the operations manager over that, it's just like, bro, that's not your lane anymore, right? You got to find something else.
But not only that,
totally
nigga, if you
different.
get caught with, like, if it's, and again, it might have been you were just watching porn,
Possibly.
and you know the way YouTube go, or you watch it, and then it's another video that pop up.
Right.
You don't have no control over what the next video is,
Right.
and it might just be something that popped up that was next in the queue. But you know what I'm not finna do? I bet you won't catch me watching porn no more.
Yep. Nope. It's over.
Not as long as the strip clubs in Lamar exist. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
and guess what? You won't catch me on Lamar. But what I'm saying is if it was that bad,
Yeah.
if I'm that bad off of it,
Yep.
nigga, you will catch me soliciting for you catch me with some stuff that make it look like I'm a predator.
Yep.
And that's just common sense. I'm not going to continue to do things if something has been attached with my name.
Yeah.
And man, I love this quote. You know, my show was The Wire.
Yep.
But if you remember, Marlo got mad because Omar was talking about him in the street, talking about Marlo was a hoe, he a punk, he gonna face me in the street. And what did he say because they was in the holding cell.
Yeah.
And he said, man, y'all let this nigga, like, my name is my name.
Right.
Like, I don't care about nothing else. I care about my name. Y'all not finna play with my name. And y'all done made my name bad out here. I feel some type of way because y'all made my name bad out here. I'm not gonna let nothing slide that defames my name and what Ja is doing. And we can talk about being, they picking on me. You messing with your name, dude.
Yeah. Legacy.
You're messing. So now when people say your name, the first thing they think about is
Bam.
that. They don't think about somebody who potentially could be the MVP. They don't think about somebody who could lead a city who's never had a championship.
Oh.
You potentially could, at least, we ain't never even made it to the finals in Memphis.
Oh.
You could potentially take your team to the finals. Win, lose, or draw. Because he probably would never have to buy a meal for the rest of his life here.
Hey,
But
no.
even if Memphis make it and lose it to the finals, he definitely not going to have to pay for shit here for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Tony Allen and Zebo they are Memphis transplants by way of Michigan, Saginaw, Michigan, and Chicago, Illinois. But they here now. Yeah. Both of their jerseys in the rafters.
Yep.
They got their own podcast, Out the Mud podcast.
Out the Mud, yeah. Yeah, I like it.
You know what I'm saying? But and the city still loves them. And the furthest they got was the Western Conference Finals. Ja, you got a potential to surpass all of that. And we got to stop putting the battery in his back for the dumb shit and hold him accountable. And that's all. You know. And
that's the biggest part about it, because I don't like. Now I saw other people talking about, like, people. I saw Skip talking some of the same stuff we were talking about. Since stop taking up for him. Like, this is, it may not be right, but bro, like, you know what I'm saying? You got caught, let's say, with a gun charge. You know what I'm saying? And so now it's probably best that you're not out here slinging around toy guns and acting like, you know what I'm saying? Just because you got to be smarter than that. And like, literally, when you're in the NBA, you're an entity.
You're a brand ambassador.
You're a brand. You know what I'm saying? So, Ja, man, we got to stop it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Rooting for you. Hopefully we actually win tonight and get in these playoffs and do what you do. But we got to stop with the extra stuff, man. Keep on doing a grenade and other little stuff like that. He's obviously creative. Right. If you saw the grenade thing, it was nice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I had it for a minute. I was like, what is he doing? It's like, oh, okay, that's a grenade. Yeah.
Mouth. Yeah. He did all that. So, you know what I'm saying? So the guy is creative. So, Ja, continue to be creative, bro. And stay off the guns, man. Stop using your trigger fingers. That ain't helping you, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
You use more Twitter fingers and less trigger fingers.
Yeah, definitely. All right, this next one here, I want to talk about Terrence Howard, man. He was on PNB.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I like Patrick David.
Oh, Patrick Bet David.
Patrick Bet David, yeah. I like his podcast, man. He speaks a lot of real stuff. They've been on a lot of political stuff, but they also be on a lot of entertainment stuff. Because he had Scotty on there one time, had a dope interview, an epic interview, actually.
He had an epic interview with Kobe and Shaq.
Yep, he showed it, yeah. So, Terrence Howard was on this and literally, like, opened up. Like, he didn't even have to throw him a softball. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just really started opening up and just gave an example.
And I cannot co-sign what Terrence Howard was wearing in the interview, though, because I don't know. It looked like he had on a beekeeper's outfit. Yeah, with the hat and little like
kind of look like an auntie a little bit.
I thought he was trying not to get stung. To be honest,
yeah,
he looked like he was working at a beehive.
Yeah, I can't vouch for that part, but he was on there, and the biggest thing he talked about a lot of stuff, but a lot of people talking about what he said about Diddy. The stuff, I think one of the examples he was talking about was him being. Diddy was admiring him for his acting skills, and his agent talked to him. Was like, man, he wants to be around you. He want to play these couple roles, and and he said, oh yeah, sure, whatever came around, and he was just staring at him, just looking, not saying nothing. According to Terrence Howard,
right? He
didn't say anything. He was just like looking at him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna do this. He's just sitting in the back of the room, just like looking at him. And this happened at least 2 or 3 times, I think he said.
Right.
And so now, after that, he just pretty much like, I think Diddy said he want to hang out with him. You know what I'm saying? He was like, hang out to do what?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's like,
it didn't have nothing to do with no acting or nothing like that.
Nothing. He just separate. He just want to hang out. And so he's basically like, no, like, because when we actually were trying to do some work, he was just sitting in the cut,
right, looking
at me, not interacting, not talking, not saying anything. And so all this stuff brings back up what we already knew. At least what the reports have already said about just, Diddy being, raw dogging it, being open season. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know what I'm saying?
He's definitely a cuckold. He's definitely a freak.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's crazy. Shout out to, I follow this guy on Instagram, Dre Day TV. But he always does, and I've shared some of the stuff, but he does these things where he's playing all the parts. So he'll be like acting like Terrence Howard.
I think I know.
And then he'll be acting like Rick Ross and Lil Wayne and Plies and Diddy and So like he'll do these skits where he's doing all of the parts, but essentially it always starts off with Terrence Howard and why he's talking like DJ from Hustle and Flow. I will never. But like that's just like, hey man, what we doing today? And then Rick Ross will come in there. I'm trying to get some wings, and then, but it's always Diddy in there like trying to offer people shots and you know, but it's funny. I've been sharing these, you know, little videos on my stories and stuff, like for like maybe I know for almost a year, and then I see it because I sent it to you. It's like then Terrence Howard comes out with this interview where he's saying essentially because what you didn't say was the agent was like he asked the agent like why are you trying to hang out with me, like what's up, and the agent was like, man, I think he want to fuck you.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did say that. Yeah,
and he's like, because the way he was he's like, man, I'm trying to teach him acting method, and he's just staring at me. He ain't saying nothing. He's not responding. He ain't taking no notes. He's just sitting in the back, like, just staring at me,
trying to seduce him.
You know what I'm saying, right? But then, like, you know, you don't have no comments or questions or concerns, no prayer requests about nothing of the acting method, but you want to hang out with me at 2 a.m.
Yeah. And he was also talking about the difference, how do you say it, a difference between a man and somebody else. So, something he brought to like a grown man and just a regular man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And how, you know, people react. And so I salute Terrence Howard for that, honestly, because obviously he didn't have to say it, but then he also brought up how many opportunities he has missed out on because he didn't, you know what I'm saying, conform to, you know what I'm saying, that image, or wearing a dress or doing anything like that. And honestly, even if you look at what he did in Empire, all the crazy, funny messes been on there, which would kind of made the show, to me, kind of fall off a little bit because it was just, you get something here and there just to, you know, appease people.
Because that's reality. People do that. But, it became about that.
It was a lot. It was a lot,
It like, so the plot of the initial thing, which is what drew people into it, which is almost kind of like, I heard some people say, like, this what would have happened if DJ from Hustle and Flow and Taraji would have actually made it in the music industry. They became Lucius and Cookie from, you know, Empire. Because, you know, and essentially in Hustle and Flow, he's trying to get on as a rapper. Yeah. His main chick, you know what I'm saying? Like, she sing the hook or whatever. She give him the first big hit or whatever. Right. But it was like, if they would have made it in the music industry,
it's definitely a spinoff to me. I always thought it was a spinoff.
Right, exactly.
I always thought it was a spinoff.
But they leaned to where it became like every episode became about that.
Yeah, it was.
And not about the music and the plot of how they gonna get through. Yeah. And to your point about wearing a dress, it's funny because I've been watching on my Hulu. I've been watching New York Undercover, and I forgot season 1, episode 10.
Classic, yeah.
They had to go undercover, and Malik Yoba and Michael DiLorenzo both drag queened it up.
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, like, not just one little, like, in multiple sense, like, for damn near the whole episode. Yeah, it was. And my boy from Scandal, Olivia Pope, dad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Papa Pope, like, he was the main person. You know what I'm saying? So in this idea, and I'm like, dang, not Joe Morton. Like, and again, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But this idea that you have to do that, it has to be done. And so now, if you've ever watched Scandal, like, Olivia Pope's dad is like that nigga.
I've heard. I've watched,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
one episode.
Gangster, right?
Okay.
But he's also this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, now Malik Yoba, now, like, some of his comments lately, but, like, when you think New York Undercover, you think his role in Empire, where he's kind of like the fixer or whatever for the one season. Like, he kind of plays these strong characters, but then, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, you think Ving Rhames is like, Ving Rhames is like, you know what I'm saying, from Baby Boy, Melvin. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This big bluff, Rosewood, right? Yeah. But he also was in Holiday Heart. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What's that? I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. You know what I'm saying? Like, doing that. Oh, what's this night, man? That's Nino Brown. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But he also was in To Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar with Patrick Swayze and John Leguizamo, where they was all the like you could say.
Yeah.
And so to that point, where you have people like a Terrence Howard, like the guy who played as Debo, rest in peace, Tiny Lister.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like he said, like, man, he said they tried to put me in it, like, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
It's like that don't even make sense. Like, why would I do that? Like, what's the point of that?
And I get how people can be. Well, I don't get it, but people can kind of just be lax because now I've heard Marlon Wayans and people when they ask them about them being in dresses and stuff like that, they don't really have a reason. They just go back to the other people that did it before them.
Right.
Richard Pryor, Robin Williams, the other white guy. I can't think about his name right now. But they always
about Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman, yeah, that's his name.
But again, the premise of the movie, though,
yeah,
that's because even in people say I don't look at white chicks in that way because the premise of the movie of what they were trying to do,
yeah,
right,
and they weren't acting like they were trying to be women. It wasn't like men trying to be women.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was. I get it. The context matters in that.
Right. Or like Mrs. Doubtfire again. He's trying to spend time with his kids, and he's an actor, and he's struggling, so he's got to find a way to spend time with his kids, but at the same time,
right?
Okay, yeah. Tootsie, the same thing. He's trying to get this job. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? The first Big Mama's house, the last two.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like again, people talk about Flip Wilson back in the day.
Yeah,
he played as Geraldine. Okay, but he played as a lot of other characters too.
Right.
That was just one character out of many that he was doing. Mm-hmm. Oh, what Martin did, Shanae. Okay, but he also did Otis, Roscoe, Jerome. What's my boy name? Dragonfly Jones.
Yeah.
What's the white dude that he played as on there?
I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Hey, I'm such and so. Like he plays. Oh, and King Beef. You know what I'm saying? Like Martin played a lot of characters. Right. It wasn't just like, oh, he's playing Shanae. Martin played like 10 different characters.
Yeah.
Mama Pain. Okay, but he was doing a lot of characters on there.
Mama Biscuits. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so again, it's different in that as opposed to. And I personally wouldn't do it, but I understand when I saw Martin playing Shanae, I wasn't like, oh, they're getting a black man to do that. No. Because I also saw Roscoe. I also saw Otis. I also saw Dragonfly Jones. I also saw Jerome. And they were all funny. Mm-hmm. So this is just another funny character that he was doing.
Mm-hmm. And the whole thing, even with that, I think the context matters because even when Shanae was out there, I just thought anybody that grew up any type of urban neighborhood, South Memphis, North Memphis, Orange Mound, knows a Shanae.
Right, yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So it was related. Now, that could have been your auntie. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be nobody in there. It could just be your auntie. So...
but just like when we talked about Flip, like Geraldine, like we knew a Geraldine. Right. Somebody's auntie was Geraldine. Somebody's grandma was Geraldine.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's... You know, it is what it is. But back to even Terrence Howard, though, he gonna take some backlash for it. But he ain't say nothing in there that we haven't heard before or really. What's the dude to be on the Art of the Dialogue? Gene.
Oh, Gene Deal.
Like
Diddy's old security.
Gene, yeah. And he said a lot of stuff that Gene before, Deal, right? But I think a lot of people think he's just there for clout and clicks and don't really kind of pay attention to them too much because he just talk too much. So now when somebody like Terrence Howard that doesn't talk as much, in the public eye like this, it's like you got to pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? You got to really, like I said, this is not new. Anybody that's really been paying attention, everybody knew Diddy was a freak.
I mean. And you know what? To your point, when you talk about like the Gene did some things, like I watch a lot of Vlad TV interviews,
Yeah.
T.K. Kirkland is somebody who he has on there a lot.
Yep.
If you don't,
Yeah,
you know T.K. Kirkland. If you don't know, he's like the most known unknown.
Yeah.
Like you remember the movie Baller Blocking? He was the black police officer in Baller Blocking.
Yeah.
Right. Like he's been in movies, but he didn't open up for NWA. Vlad was doing the interview with DJ Yellow from NWA.
Yeah.
And he calls TK up on FaceTime. Soon as they see each other, they both go, "Oh, nigga, how you been? Like, I ain't seen you since '89." Like, and DJ Yellow confirmed, yeah, TK opened up for us. It's like, oh, he's not just blowing smoke. He's not just talking.
Right.
And I said that to say, like, oh, Gene Deal just be like, Gene Deal was there. He knows where the bodies are buried.
Yep.
And so, like, when you have people who, like a Terrence Howard, you're there. You paid me to train you. Oh, Terrence Howard just talking. Why would he do that?
Yeah.
Why would he put his name out there? He's not Jussie.
Right.
With the rope around his neck. You know what I'm saying? Talking about I was going to Subway at 2 in the morning.
Right. And plus now, like, just to be honest, like, nobody said this 4 or 5 years ago because Diddy held some clout in the industry. You know what I'm saying? So now
he's persona non grata.
Yeah, it's free. It's open season now. What you gonna do, Diddy? Like the white connects that you had before. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody really listening to you. So I thought that was interesting though. But Terrence Howard, salute to Terrence Howard, man, because he's gonna make things even more interesting when that trial. I think the trial starts in. I don't know if you saw that too. May said his album is gonna drop on the day that the trial starts. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's actually next month, toward the end of the month in May, which then I think that documentary supposed to come out too that he's supposed to be a part of too. So that's gonna be interesting. Next here, let's get into Damon Wayans, man. Tell us about the Damon Wayans Club Shay Shay interview.
So shout out to the whole Wayans family. You know, they are, I don't even want to say black royalty. They're just royalty, period.
Yeah,
you know?
Period, yeah. They like the Manning family to me in comedy.
Yeah.
That's why
I don't think anybody, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Indian, I don't think that is anybody in a particular genre of anything that has as many people.
Pound for pound, for sure. Yeah.
Like again, you talk about maybe boxing, you can go a couple of generations. You know what I'm saying? Like you talk about like you dealing in the finances when you talking about people like the Rockefellers and the Rooneys, like that maybe. But like anything else, any sport related thing, anything like as many siblings as they got. Then it's going to the children and the grandchildren.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, all the siblings, the sisters, bro, like
nephews.
You see what I'm saying? Like they got it going, and so salute to them because they to me are the first family of comedy. Period.
For sure.
Agreed. But I mean, and he went in. He talked about their connections. Like, of course, they're the ones who put Jim Carrey on.
Yeah.
Man, they're connected to like Eddie Murphy and Arsenio and Robert Townsend.
Now, one of the things I didn't know.
Go ahead.
I didn't realize he was on Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was like '86. That was kind of I was super young.
He was on there with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, him saying that, but I don't. '86, you know what I'm saying?
We don't have no concept.
Yeah, no concept. Right. So I never even. But he said he was on there for half a season though.
Right, he got fired like midway through the season.
Yep. Yeah, and so that's one of the things I thought, and I actually had to look back. I went to go YouTube it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of, I'm like, dang, I didn't even know he was on Saturday Night Live. But it made like, he would have killed it, bro.
Right.
If they would have let him
do his stuff,
let him do his thing.
And then the crazy thing is, he said all the characters that he brought to In Living Color was characters he was trying to bring on Saturday Night Live.
Clown. Ooh,
Homie the Clown. Well, no, not Homie. Homie was actually him and Paul Mooney came up with Homie.
Okay.
Because Homie was something that Paul Mooney used to always say, like, don't do that, homie. Like, you gotta twist it, homie. Like, so like that was a Paul Mooney thing. But like Anton, the guy that was the bum that was always him, the guy in the prison. Like the guy that was in the prison that was like mixing up all the big words.
Yeah.
like him, Handyman.
What about the Zesty dude?
Yeah, Men on Film. Like, because
yeah.
actually that was the sketch he got fired for.
Yeah.
Because he was supposed to be a police officer, and then the way he was talking like Antoine Merriweather from Men on Film.
Yeah.
And he ad-libbed it, and he got fired right after that sketch. And he made a joke. He was like, I didn't even make it to the good night. Like, I was gone. But, and the crazy thing is they brought him back to host a few years ago, like in the 90s.
Yeah, I remember him saying, I'm trying to remember that.
I want to say it was like after maybe like The Last Boy Scout or something, one of those movies that came out in the 90s.
Okay.
And he was doing all the In Living Color characters on Saturday Night Live.
Yep.
So, like, he had the prison guy that was on there. He had Anton the bum, like it was a courtroom thing, and he was playing the bum. Anton, like, so yeah, he was definitely on Saturday Night Live, but, like, man,
it was dope. Man.
He actually confirmed, and this is the thing, like, so, like, everybody had a crush on Hillary from Fresh Prince, right?
Yep.
Like Hillary was one of them ones.
Yeah.
Like in the 90s, it was Hillary. Of course, it was half of the cast of A Different World. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like some of the daughters off the Cosby Show, of course.
And honestly, like if you look at Hillary and you look at the timeline between the Cosby Show, she kind of took the place of Lisa Bonet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To where,
right.
At least our culture looked at Lisa Bonet because she was that, you know what I'm saying, kind of brown skin, like little crinkly hair, like. I just want to say that. Yeah.
No, I mean, and Hillary was like, nigga, if you show up at the barbecue with Hillary, everybody's uncle is gonna say, "I see you, nephew." You walk up with that when they see you, nephew.
Yeah.
Every man wants to hear when you walk in to the barbecue, the family gathering or whatever.
Nephew.
When they say, "I see you, nephew," that means you did good. If you walk in with Hillary, you did okay.
Yeah. He
pretty much confirmed because they were having a conversation about, he talked about getting married like maybe 19, 20 or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so Shannon was like, "Oh man, you missed all your." He's like, "Man, you didn't get to have fun." He's like, "No." He said, "I had fun." He said, "Having fun messed my marriage up."
Yeah, he did say that. Yeah.
And he was like, "What you mean?" He said, "Oh," he said, "Man, when you're on a movie set and you thinking like, man, you kissing this person, you spending time, you think it's magical, and then but what did it was he started talking like her.
Yeah. He
did the voice of her character basically from Major Payne. And he basically alluded to a line in the movie, if you've seen Major Payne. He was like, basically like, she was like, "Remember what you told my character in the movie. We'll tell that to your wife. She'll take you back." But he was talking like Karen Parsons, Hillary from Fresh Prince.
Right. But
Miss Walburn from Major Payne. And so that was shocking to me because he also talked about Orlando Brown. Mm-hmm. But if you remember maybe about a year ago, Orlando was, to me, he's the king of cap because like, what you eat don't make me shit. But you talking about like, oh, that's why you crazy because you walked in on Damon Wayans and Karen Parsons when y'all was on the set of Major Payne. So you had one camp like, oh, this nigga be high, he just be making shit up. You know what I'm saying? Then you had the other camp like, well, maybe they did have a little chemistry on. Mm-hmm. It looked like they had some chemistry on Major Payne. Like maybe he was. Mm-hmm. Messing with Hillary, but I think respectfully he didn't say her name.
Right.
But when he imitated her voice, because it essentially sounded like just like Hillary, our Fresh Prince, and Miss Walburn from Major Payne. Yeah. And to me, like that's the only movie that he had like in the 90s, and you like the timeline of when his marriage broke up. Because I want to say, wasn't Halle Berry his girlfriend Last Boy Scout? With Bruce Willis. Yeah. But she gets killed in the movie. Yeah. She dies early. Yeah. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like the only one he got the making out scenes with is Hillary from Major Payne.
I was just thinking off the rip, like Hillary was plays girlfriend in Class Act.
That was but no, he wasn't in Class Act. You talking about
No, I'm just talking about her period. Just being in that movie. Right. I'm just thinking about her playing like a sex symbol, like type of girlfriend. Because even the Major Payne, she was the nice looking, you know what I'm saying? In Class Act, she was the private school girl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of playing
the
that
kid
too.
play movie.
Yeah, the kid played the Class Act. So, I was just thinking about that off the fly because.
Because Class Act gave me one of them when they tell you to sign something at work and you don't want to sign it. It gave me the name. You know, you signed Duncan Penderhughes.
Duncan Penderhughes.
Man, Duncan Penderhughes and Bill Bixby.
Yep.
Whenever I'm signing something I want to sign, it's Duncan Penderhughes and Bill Bixby.
And that was a check too. Back in the day, back in high school.
Man, you don't get your Duncan Penderhughes looking ass up. But no, that again though, that is crazy.
Yep.
And so how do you feel about that? Because he talked about dating his nephew's ex.
Yeah, it's brought up another thing I want to bring up, but yeah,
go ahead.
But nah, that's interesting. I saw when you sent me that, but then also, if it was anything else, anybody else that wasn't in the spotlight like them, it might mean something. But they got women that they can get at any point. We're talking about dimes, right?
Right.
We're not just talking about okay. Me and you, okay, we get, bro, like, we ain't fighting over a girl like that, but you know what I'm saying? So, it is still a little weird for me. Like,
I ain't gonna lie.
You talking about your nephew?
Yeah. No, yo. I ain't gonna say, I don't know if I can say this on air.
No, I mean, go ahead.
Your TSU roster was so epic. I was like, yeah, that TSU roster was something serious.
But your
TSU roster was like the 86 Celtics.
It's very crazy.
You had like 5 Hall of Famers. like for real, like
I had a couple.
Like we go up to that, like this what you doing up here? Like nigga, like I should have applied myself more on the tennis team. Fuck, like I'm like
don't you come up?
I'm saying, well, you know that like the crazy thing is if you remember every time I came up, people would be like, "Man, where you been at?" I'm like, I don't go to this school.
Right.
I'm hanging out with you and Stewart. Yeah. But nah, that TSU roster was something serious though.
But it's like when you get to, like I said, it's different on that level because you can't compare it to somebody that's on a normal scale.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's your nephew. I mean, but it's just like he didn't end up marrying or nothing like that. So it's a pass off. You know what I'm saying?
And I think the difference is that the caveat is that when he initially met her, he didn't know that she had dated his nephew.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah,
and they were already dating.
Right.
And so he shows up with her, and then it's like he gets pulled to the side, and it's like, oh, you know she used to talk to. It's like, oh, you know she used to talk to Tommy, right?
Yeah.
And it's like you 3 months in, and then Tommy's like, oh, you know, we went out a couple times. Like, man, you got it.
Yeah.
That's you.
So it sounds.
So it sounds more salacious than what it was. It wasn't like.
I agree.
You know, his nephew broke up, and then he was like, hey, well, what's up then? You know what I'm saying? He don't want to act right. I got you. Like, it was a situation to where, and I mean, I've had this happen before, and I think I had somebody point this out to me when we did the episode where we were talking about the best man joint, and I referenced because we were talking about
with Ebony.
Right, we were talking about friends dating, and I referenced, our boy K. It was somebody who I went out with a couple of times.
Yeah.
And again, nothing happened.
Right.
It was strictly like I could go to that person's daddy right now and look them in the eye, and I don't feel no type of way.
Right.
I could have took communion the next day afterwards, like nothing, strictly PG.
Yeah.
Just life, whatever.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. And so, like, maybe a year and a half passed, and then I'm dating somebody else at the time, and she's feeling our homeboy.
Yeah.
And so she has no idea that this is my guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she's just thinking I'm liking some random guy, and then it's only when the person that I'm dating and her are cool, and so it's like, oh, well, we're going to go on this double date thing, and it's like, oh, Now for me, you know me, I'm like whatever, like we ain't do nothing, whatever.
Right.
But she was like, "Oh, Roche, what are you doing? This your homeboy."
Yeah.
And so when I saw like, oh, he's really feeling her, like I pulled him to the side. I was like, hey, just so we good, I don't want it to be nothing between us.
Right.
I do know this person, not biblically.
Right.
But we did talk on the phone, like we did go out a couple of times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I just don't ever want it to be a thing later on to where something comes up and it's like you be blindsided.
Now,
and I mean, we was good with like it wasn't, but it wasn't like one of those things where like this is somebody who I was living with or I got kids with or I was married to or something. It wasn't that situation.
Yeah.
This is somebody who I talked on the phone with a few times. We went out a couple of times, and that was it.
Right. Now, transparent moment. I've been in this situation before. Me and my boy McDade, right? We talking about TSU, and so I was dating this, this young lady for a minute. Like that was everybody knew that was my gal or whatever. And
Black woman.
Yeah.
McDade.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry, McDade. I'm giving you a hard time. I'm giving you a hard time, McDade.
But you know what I'm saying? I used to date her. You know what I'm saying? We used to be, kind of tough together. But then, I was doing my thing. Like I wasn't, really wasn't tripping.
Because you had a roster.
Yeah, I had a little.
Oh, don't worry. I like I saw him.
Yeah, I had a little squad. So I was just like, that was it. And so maybe a year or two later, her and McDade started to like, date and get together, right? Mm-hmm. And so, he came to me and was like, "Hey, bro, me and whatchamacallit, we kind of talking or whatever." Like, I ain't gonna lie.
So
like,
hold on, he knew you was talking to her though.
Oh yes, everybody.
Okay, that's a little different.
Know what I'm saying? So that's
a little different.
Now, in my situation, I kept it G. I was like, bro, like, I was dating somebody else at the time. I was just like, hey, bro, if you really like her, whatever, go ahead, right? In my head, but then now I was also thinking, I was like, I ain't gonna lie. And I told him, I was like, bro, like, I was like, dog, it's too many women out here. Like, you gonna
definitely a TSU.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was just like, you gonna talk to the gal that I was, talking to for a minute. Like, eventually that didn't fly. He ended up saying, certain stuff, and that didn't go. But I ain't gonna lie, I felt a certain way, and I had to admit to myself because I was just like, I couldn't do it personally, right? And I
talked to more women of y'all's people that y'all wasn't trying to holler at. You took a class with, like, and then I'd be like, hey, this just a homie. I'll bet, like,
go ahead.
Like to your point, it was so like. If we came up there to see y'all, you know what I'm saying, at TSU, like, we knew we was coming up that weekend.
Yeah.
Just from the people that was just around and, like,
you see something,
this might have been somebody buying weed from you. This might have been your drinking partner or, you know what I'm saying, somebody you had a couple of classes with.
Yeah.
And, or you dated her homegirl, so she's off limits and it's like, oh, but not for me, though.
Right.
That, knowing that you were with somebody. It's completely different in the situation I alluded to. Kay didn't know. Yep. And keep in mind, but like I said, but a lot of people didn't know because it wasn't anything to talk about.
Right. Like
it wasn't even a one night stand type of situation.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we went and got ice cream one time. We went and saw a movie one time. Like that was it.
Yeah. Because I think context matters in those cases, right? And so, given his point, I don't think it was a big deal with Damon Wayans. But I did want to bring up this. It's kind of off the topic, going to something else. I don't know if you saw the Usher thing. Usher.
I think I saw.
He was at a concert.
Uncle and Ojo were talking about it. Like they were talking about it.
Now let me set it up. Usher is at a concert, you know how Usher does, you know what I mean? Like, it's girls' night out, you have whoever. And so this black young lady, I'm going to see if I can maybe pull it up, actually. I know it's a video of it. But,
you're going to have a video.
He's serenading her, singing some song or whatever. And the girl is like, you've seen his face before, right? But you see it in the bedroom when it's like when she, and I think her husband is either there or in the back. And so as soon as that concert is over, he filed for divorce. And so I'm gonna find a video, but I just want, like, just for the setup, tell me what you think about that, because I'm about to see if I can find this video. But he filed for divorce within the next couple of days after this happened. And once you see the video, you probably would be like, you probably won't be mad at him.
I mean, like, again, it's certain things that I'm not going to say are off limits, but it's certain things that's like, I put my baby girl goes to sleep to Bill Withers. Yeah. Just the two of us. Ain't No Sunshine, Lovely Day, Grandma's Hands. But he has a song called Who Is He and What Is He to You? One of my favorite Bill Withers songs. But he has a line in the song where he said, "There's something in my heart and in your eye. Tell me he ain't somebody just passing by."
Yeah. And
when you cleared your throat, was that your cue? Like, dadgummit, who is he? Like, it's like I see, like, y'all got something going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And again, y'all go listen to this song. Because he says in the beginning, he says, "A man we just passed tried to stare me down. And when I looked at you, you looked at the ground." Yeah. Now, I don't know who he is, but I think that you do. Like, right. And the thing I love about this song, because he constantly goes, "Dadgummit." Like, that's the, but he's like, he's like, I know that there's something going on. Like, because we just passed the dude and he mean mugging me. And when I look at you, you looking at the ground like you don't know what's going on. Yeah. And so to your point, he's serenading you, but like you're sitting up here about to have a whole orgasm. Yeah, literally. And it's not. I'm sorry, ain't nobody singing that damn good.
Now I'm gonna show I got the video up. I want you to see this because, and then
and I'm not gonna lie. If I'm in church and they start singing, "Thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me," I'm going to go, and I don't know if you remember, I'll get up and go to the bed. Every time you sing that Johnny Breath, I get up and go to the bathroom. You know why? Because that song will have me emotional. I'd be getting ready. Because I would think about things that what he's done for me. Right. Especially when they get to that, "It could have been me, thank you." Yeah. Like outdoors, like I get emotional. Yeah, y'all niggas ain't finna see me cry up in the church. I'm finna hit that good restroom up, right?
Let it out.
But
let it out.
You finna sit up here and bust a whole nut.
Yeah, man.
In the concert.
Yeah. Let me see here.
And this is for the whole world to see.
Now, let me see if I can. Hold on. That's actually her. I think she's on the thing, but let's see. Seen that face before.
I mean, it is blowing up. I mean, tens of millions of views. And she is here. I think we can't show the last bit of this. I don't know if we can show just how intense this got. But Jimmy, how you doing?
Oh, yeah, no. She had to change her drawers after this, huh?
See what I'm saying? That was just a little bit, but it's a whole thing that it got pretty heavy. Like, she was, if you've been in an intimate setting, you know when a woman looks like she's about to go. Mm-hmm. Look like she about to squirt. You know what I'm saying? But like a better word. You know what I'm saying?
I've helped watch a couple of sheets in my day.
You know what I'm saying? So, we're not talking about your lady. We're talking about your wife. If your wife was going to an Usher concert and that happened to that degree, would you feel a certain way, or you think it's too much to be like, I'm a foul?
What are my 3 rules? Don't give me no itch I can't scratch.
Yeah.
Don't bring me back another nigga baby. If that baby come crying in Spanish, I'm gonna know something. and I know I tell y'all I'm Dominican. That's a joke. I'm not really Dominican.
Yeah.
Because I can't swim. Like,
wow.
And the third thing is, do not put it on video. The whole world is watching you.
Yep.
That goes for sex tapes. That goes for you about to have an orgasm at a concert. That goes for a bachelorette party. Like, do not record that, because now I can't live in my delusion and think that you're a saint and you don't do anything, and that, oh, that's your past. Or I have visual now, and I'm seeing you. And so it's not even about you having like, it's a constant reminder in my face.
Yeah.
Because the reality of it is, anybody that's in a relationship, all you can do is take your partner's word for it. When they tell you at work, you got to trust this where they at. You don't know when they take their lunch break. You're not driving at their job to see if the car is there. And even some people park the car there and leave and go. Yeah. Nigga, when I used to skip school, like, my parents dropped me off at the school.
Right.
They thought I was at school every day. They dropped me off and I was walking through the cut. Mm-hmm. All you can do is take their word for it.
Yep.
But at least let me live in my delusion. I think you're at work. Right. I think you're at home. I think you're at your mom's house or with your sister or whoever. Like, don't give me a reason.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, and so, like, now when you give me a whole movie, that's more than a reason. And this shit ain't even just something that your homeboy sent. They're talking about this on the news.
Yeah. It went viral.
Like, and you got, like you said, tens of millions.
Yeah. Like, that.
When we were talking about Ja earlier, he didn't even lose tens of millions.
Right.
Like if that was money, again, if you want to waste that type of money, go ahead and send it at the Priz XTV on, where we on, Gmail?
Gmail.
Send that to Gmail.
Gmail.
You know what I'm saying? If you're driving a Loomis truck and you want to flip it over, a Brinks truck, you want to flip it over, let us know. We're en route.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, if you want to waste that type of views or money or whatever.
Yeah, like, stuff like that, I'm in agreement with you. Like, if you go on a girls trip, let's say you going to Vegas. I went to Vegas this past year in September. You've been to Vegas multiple times, and so, you know what I'm saying? There is no, I don't know if I can
My
say
only
this.
regret is when I went to Vegas is that nothing that happened in Vegas that needed to stay in Vegas.
Correct. Okay. Yeah.
And I wasn't even in a position, like,
right.
But I was, and I didn't have to be. I was outside, and I was a fucking Boy Scout in Vegas.
Yeah. Which is good.
And I was outside.
Yeah. He was outside.
But I was in, like, I went to Vegas, and I was inside the whole time.
Right.
And we say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Like, what doesn't happen in Vegas that needs to stay in Vegas.
And so, when it comes to stuff like that, like, and I think actually I heard Ocho and Shay going back and forth. Like, Ocho said that if she's looking like that in public with millions of people inside, imagine what she would look like if this was a one-on-one with that. You know what I'm saying? So it looked like she for the streets, right? Just out in the open. Like, it's not like him and Usher just in a room by themselves. You got millions of women right beside you, and you just let your guard down, and you just, like, you look like at any given moment, he can get it. You know what I'm saying? So would I go as far as say divorce? I don't know, but we would definitely have a conversation, just because I would be like, because I don't know if I can trust you, because, again, we know the cameras is up. It's not like, oh, snap, they filming this? No, this is an Usher concert. I think it said it's in London. It was in London. So the cameras is already up. So it's not, you can't refute, like, I didn't know the camera, like, and so now, in a man's head, this is what it looked like. So you don't want to disrespect me like that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you know it's cameras.
You know it's cameras. So now that the more I'm talking myself into it, I can't be mad at the guy for even filing for divorce just because now trust is a major thing.
I don't know. They always say that, oh, if a woman don't cheat, women cheat better than men. You know what? Okay, let's go with that.
Okay.
All I will say is, let me ask you this. In your history of dating, being outside, being in the streets, was it ever a time that a woman got you hot and bothered, but she was playing or she was just talking or whatever, and so the energy that you were going to give to that woman, you gave to somebody else? Because the best ability is availability. So you knew it was some people who was trying to get with you. You wasn't really paying attention, but like, old girl over here got you ready.
Yeah.
Seems like you're ready. Like, she got you ready.
Yeah.
But she playing. So now it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm EA Sports. I'm in the game. And I don't want to. I'm Deion Sanders. I don't want to please. I don't want to pleasure myself.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole nother thing. I meant to send you that. I'm like, he ain't never pleasured himself. Like, you in that mode. Like, you know what? No, this ain't even for me right now. This for somebody. Somebody finna get this work.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Because again, story of my life. It's been plenty of people who got the pleasure because somebody else was bullshitting.
Yeah.
And I just went to the text message, went to the inbox, went to, oh, you playing? Oh, don't worry about it, because I got somebody. Oh, you can oh, is somebody over here ready?
Yeah.
They got that 2:00 in the morning call.
What we call that itch.
Right. So now
somebody gonna scratch it.
Exactly. So now, if y'all do it better than us, you mean to tell me you're on video and we clearly see that you need to change your underwear? And you're out of the country. You're not even down the street. Yeah. You're in London. You're from Chicago.
Yeah.
You're in London. So you don't mean to tell me some fish and chip eating motherfucker didn't get that shit? Like,
yeah.
Cause where Idris Elba come from? Oh, London. Cause it's niggas like that over in London. Oh, what's my boy in Snowfall? Damon Idris.
Yeah.
Ain't he from London? What's my boy from Star Wars? John Boyega.
Okay.
Ain't he from like, oh, like them niggas exist over there.
Yeah. Even
the nigga that's playing as Doctor Who. Now I think he might be. I don't know if he's gay 100%, like, cause he's played some gay character. But like, the new Doctor Who is a black dude, like London, British.
Yeah.
You're over there, and he just got you to where you got to change your drop. Like, somebody got that work.
Yeah.
You didn't go play with the rose.
And she can, and like I said, on her side, she can come back and be like, nah, baby, nah, it was just like
lies and propaganda.
Yeah. And so, yeah, man, like you said, it's a visual, right? And so let's say her husband, this thing went viral. So it's not like he can like get away from it. You know what I'm saying? So we
talked about earlier, you go to the barbecue, they're like, oh, all right, nephew. we see you, nephew.
Yeah. To your point, you bring her back to the barbecue, and everybody done seen this go viral. Your uncle, he ain't gonna say much. He's gonna be like, he may give you the eye. He may just be like, oh, what's up, nephew?
When I give your girl the eye, player, please.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, shout out to my cousin Jay Hallway.
Jay Hall.
Yeah. So I'm on the page. You know, they got the website.
Okay,
they got me for the beard junk. I'm on the page.
I didn't look.
So about once a month I go get professionally lined up.
Yeah.
But like, nigga.
Yeah.
When I'm over there, strictly barbershop environment.
Yeah, it is.
So if I'm with the shit, when I come in that joint,
yeah,
and it's him, his wife being in that joint, his homeboy Wardell being in that joint, like, so we straight clowning.
Yeah, wife super cool.
Oh yeah. No, definitely. Yeah, so like that environment, the barbecue environment, the barbershop environment,
yeah,
where you getting clowned, like you go in that joint, and to your point, it's on video now. Everybody sees it. And so I'm not. What Chris Rock say? I ain't saying he should have divorced her, but I understand.
Right.
I get it.
It's just like, come on, bro. It's just like, even with the Kardashian stuff, it's just like for you to be with her, knowing all the videotapes that's been out. Ray J, we was in college and we saw Ray J beat it up, to that degree, and so it was just like, how can you, like, seriously?
I'm not saying I would not be
Date
with
her.
a woman who is on camera sucking dick.
Yeah.
I am saying that if I am, nobody will ever see your face.
Mm.
Nobody, like, they'll, like, who Roche with? Like, you won't know. Because I'm going to do like what Joseph did to Mary in the scripture. I'm going to try to put you away quietly. So nobody sees what the fuck.
Yeah.
Because there's certain people like Superhead Karen Step, like, if I, like, and she may be the most amazing woman ever.
Right. She may be, yeah.
You like Monica Lewinsky, I feel bad for the person who ends up with Monica Lewinsky. Because she might be an amazing woman.
Yeah.
But you're going to always be attached to, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Like, you're going to always be attached. So, like, if I was with Monica Lewinsky, like, you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
They'll be like, what's that? It looks like it's a snowflake hand in your videos handing you the stuff like the dude, you seen the viral trend where the dude be sticking his face in the water, the Saratoga water with the lemon, the trainer dude, and it's always like, little, like, who is that? Don't worry about that. You worry about the wrong thing. You hustling backwards.
He said her name Laura now.
Right. Man, you will not know. And Monica
Laura
will be getting at work every day, but y'all won't know.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking out for her.
Yeah.
Right? But at the same time, I don't want to be randomly, I'm getting into it with niggas every day because y'all clowning my woman.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's a lot, bro. You can say whether it's right or whether it's wrong because, oh, man, I don't care what nobody think. I don't care, like, but what do you think? Forget what everybody else think. Like, you thinking the same thing.
How do you feel?
They think it. You know what I'm saying? So, you don't care about what the other folks think, but then you think she a hoe in your head, too. You just ain't, you know what I'm saying, like, kind of going there. But, yeah, I thought that was interesting, man, the whole thing with Usher because, a lot of people.
H-E-R.
and to a point, too, bro, I think, I would say Usher need to cut it out, but he's an entertainer, so he don't know whether the person's married or not.
He knows.
I think he does, too.
He
I was trying to
knows.
give him an out.
He knows.
So it's just like Usher got to chill out.
I mean, because
bro.
Usher couldn't be my brother because it's like I get into a lot of fights. Because you be like, oh, my bad, bro. And I'm like, nigga, you. And you know, because you got nephews and brother, like, you already know. Like, growing up, nigga, do you know how many fights I got into for my brothers?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, my brother going, and I have no idea. I'm thinking, oh, you're picking on my brother. I have no idea that my brother's starting some cash shit. He is writing a check that I got the cash.
Yeah.
And so now I'm seeing, y'all trying to fight my brother. Now, I'm fighting 3 people. And he's standing on the sidelines watching.
Hey.
You look like you had it. Nigga, this your shit.
Yeah. That's
you know what I'm saying? Like, and so again, I think that Usher knows what he's doing because we saw this with Keke Palmer.
Yeah. I'm trying to envision myself if we had an Usher. Hey, baby, let's go to Usher concert. You know what I'm saying? And we happen to get one of them VIP suites. And because I saw a video, they had a video where Usher was serenading Jennifer Hudson. And Common, they dating. Common was sitting right there. And so, and he's an entertainer, so he may get the whole, it's a viral moment, it's a vibe or something. But it's like, you sitting there and he's serenading your woman, your wife, in front of you.
I love and hate Common at the same time. Because I can't trust anybody who yells and whispers at the same time. You done seen Common movie. You saw John Wick 2.
Yeah.
Oh, you working again, John? Like, this nigga was yelling, but he was whispering. Yeah. You remember Barbershop 3? I think you need to check how you talking about my son, Ice Cube. Like, but he was whispering, but he was yelling.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to trust Common.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Common been with Serena. He been with was Erica Badu,
Yeah.
Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah. Forgot about
Like
that.
I ain't gonna lie, the only nigga who I would compare with Common as far as the roster, like your TS, you run like it's right up there with Common.
But
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
And so I'm beginning to think it's him. I'm beginning to think he's the toxic one. Like,
yeah. That's a good point.
I just again.
Could you sit there with your woman being serenaded by Usher? Could you sit there?
I'm punching Usher in the face.
Yeah.
Off GP.
Yeah.
And I mess with Usher.
Yeah.
I watched. What's the movie he was in? The horror joint. Light It Up. He was in the movie Light It Up.
Sure was. I forgot.
You know what I'm saying?
That.
Like, what's the other joint he was in where he was
I don't think he wasn't in What You Did Last Summer.
He was in the movie where he was the dude who, like, it was a Italian mob guy, and he was supposed to be the love interest of the daughter.
Man, I don't know. Hold on, I'm about to look it up. I don't know.
Like look up his filmography, because it was a movie that came out around the same time as like Light It Up, but he was supposed to be the love interest of the mob daughter's.
Is it actor? These are the movies he was in. He got credits for all these. I don't know.
And some of them it might be songs that he's in. What's that one? In the Mix. That's it. In the Mix.
Right here.
That's the one where like the mob dude is the dad, and he's like the daughter's in love with him or whatever.
I ain't never seen.
But yeah, In the Mix. So like I said, like again,
was he in Soul Food?
His songs. So some of those are like where his songs are in the.
I don't remember seeing him.
No.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
Cause it was just like in that movie Hustlers with Jennifer Lopez. He had a cameo.
Okay.
Where he was walking through the strip club.
Yeah.
Right, but
okay.
But for the most part, when he was walking through, he had his song "Making Love in the Club." It was playing when he was walking through.
Yeah.
In
the Mix. Okay.
Right, but that was the one with the mob. He was in love with or the daughter was in love with him, but her dad was like a mafia don.
I may remember that movie.
And I think he might have been like the DJ of like a club or something like that.
Look at that picture. Oh, that,
right.
That turned out being. He was a DJ.
But he know what he doing.
Definitely.
He knows what he's doing.
He do.
And
he do.
I just feel like
that's crazy.
All I will say is that, and I think that this is the problem, that it's okay for if your woman is at an Usher concert or One Direction, Backstreet Boys, Keith Sweat, Silk, Jodeci, R. Kelly. Like, if they're at one of these concerts, it's okay for them to get moist and change their drawers and shit. But like, you be at a strip club and you got real live titties in your face, and you just supposed to keep your composure.
Yeah. Supposed to, right?
And these are titties, like, some of these titties ain't had no kids. Some of them, they had kids, but they went and got a breast augmentation, so they still, as Juvenile would say, in back to them titties sitting nice, yeah, I want to bite you. Like, they're sitting up, and you're supposed to keep your composure.
Yeah.
And you're a heathen, because for some reason, your dick stand up when you getting this lap dance.
Yeah.
But it's okay for you to get wet when R. Kelly or Usher or Chris Brown or whoever's singing to you.
Yeah.
It's okay for you to be on camera, embarrassing us on TV, and I'm in the champagne room where nobody can see me. Right. But again, I'm not saying he should have divorced her.
Yeah,
that might be a little bit extreme.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, you're trending on X, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. They got a whole news segment dedicated to you.
Yeah. Now, I think this whole thing is equivalent to, I think women, or mostly women, generally women, think of a man cheating emotionally, whether that's a text or doing something like that, and you would think that you physically did something with that person, right? So, because women are more emotional, so if you have an attachment, whether that's sexting, texting, or doing something like that, a woman will take that generally just like you actually did something. And so for a man, that doing that stuff with Usher, that is blatant disrespect for a man, right? So we take that the same way a woman would take a man, quote unquote, emotionally cheating. Even though you didn't necessarily do something, you know what I'm saying? Like tangibly, I guess, you know what I'm saying? Tussling and wrestling, it's like your facial expressions, your mood, your vibe.
Did you see her in the video?
I saw it.
Nigga, I got the laundry detergent. But she got to wash them drawers after that.
Oh, she got to wash it. She definitely got to wash it. Like,
I mean, them niggas was kissing. Like, they looked like they was making out. They were talking.
Yeah.
But they looked like they were kissing on the video.
yeah. Like I said, that visual is just tough to get out of your head when you thinking of your lady and, like, you thinking, like, she yours. But then it's like...
She's Usher's, too, though.
You know what I'm saying? Usher can then swoop in the fourth quarter and just, you know what I'm saying, take it. So, you know.
So, what do you think about... So, last Friday, it's finally been confirmed. Ice Cube signed off on it. So, they're actually officially... I don't know when it's going to start production. But we've been waiting on this for...
Friday?
Last Friday.
Okay.
It's actually confirmed, and if you remember, he said it was in a debate between him and I think Paramount or whoever they was into it with. But like, it's actually been confirmed. He signed on to do last Friday, so we're finally going to get. And I hate that now.
Chris Tucker in it?
That we don't know, but if you got to remember, like Bernie Mac has passed on.
Yep.
Tiny Lister, Debo has passed on. Pops, John Witherspoon has passed on. Eyez, aka Anthony Johnson, has passed on. It's a lot of people. The guy who played as Roach, the white guy, from Next Friday with the skateboarder, he passed on.
He did? Okay, I didn't know that.
So like a lot of people in both of the first 3 Fridays have gone on.
Yeah.
So like I feel like while we still got the great, and you know, Regina King sits on the throne of like she can't do no wrong. Definitely. But while we still got Craig's sister, while we still got Uncle Elroy, while we still got Craig Mama, while we still got Mike Epps and Chris Tucker, and Money Mike and Pinky and Damon, like while we still got these people, I think that and hopefully maybe they get to do it the way they want to do it. But I feel like that's a movie that when the first Friday came out, it was definitely for the culture. I think that one had the best story, and I'll down this hill. I think the first Friday had the best story.
Yeah,
period.
For sure. Yeah.
I think the second one, pound for pound, funniest. If we just talk about the jokes just hitting.
Quotables.
The second one was the funniest. I think we love the first one. I think we love the first one because the story was so dope.
Yeah, definitely.
But it was a lot of plot in there. It was a lot of we're trying to see what's finna happen. Where we not laughing. The second one, like every scene, as soon as Baby D show up and he throw the cookie, the little Debbie cake and the slide down the beamer, or you know what I'm saying, when Craig show up and she's scratching the car up. That fat bitch messing up your car. That like every scene, Pinky. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh, like Pinky stole the show.
The CD store,
Little joker when he comes outside telling the story, he see Craig talking to his sister. He's like, yeah, she said something. She said, the fuck? Like, it's like, pound for pound, the second one is just every scene hidden. It's Mr. Nasty time. Like, but the third one, like it had moments. You know, Money Mike, Damon.
It did.
But the first two, hands down. And we've been waiting on the fourth one.
Yeah. Personally, I'm going to give it a shot because I don't think Ice Cube would even do it if he couldn't do it justice. Because he did the NWA movie, and he said, I remember this, he said, I would not do this movie if I can't do it justice. Right, and he did. The NWA movie was dope. I enjoyed it. Saw it in the theater. So he gets the benefit of the doubt for me. Because if he's going to do it, I think he's going to do
it right.
Do it right. Now, but you got to have.
I think they need to bring Chris Tucker back.
in some capacity, right? In some capacity.
So check this out.
Some
I
capacity.
feel like they need to do a funeral for Pops. Right?
Yep, I agree.
And so now you can play into the real life Chris Tucker, have Smokey to where he's become the minister that Bernie Mac was. So he ain't smart like he's the one doing the eulogy for Pops. So that's how you bring him back in.
That would be dope.
You see what I'm saying?
That would be dope.
But then you have a deal of where like maybe Debo died in jail or something like that. So you have his like that's where the conflict is. You have his son like, oh, you're the one who got my dad locked up. Da da da.
Yeah.
And it could be him and Felicia's son, right?
Yeah.
So you bring them back. Of course, Uncle Elroy's gonna be there because Pops is gone. You bring back Craig's mom or whatever. Yeah. Of course, you had the people like Money Mike and Pinky come back. You got to bring back Stanley. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you bring back my guy who was Mr. Parker.
DC Curry.
Right. That was Uncle Elroy. Right, Uncle Elroy. Right.
Yeah.
You bring back my boy Mr. Parker. You know what I'm saying? You have Mr. Parker back in the joint. You know what I'm saying? Like you bring back people from the first one. Right. Maybe the little boy who was kicking over the garbage cans. Who knows what little Chris is doing? Bring him back.
You gonna bring back Making Good up in there?
Gotta bring back man. No, so check this out. So you bring back Faison still driving the truck.
Yeah. And
then you have Megan Good as the mom of a little girl who's mad because Big Worm didn't sell her. And I'm gonna tell you who Megan Good daughter is. You get the daughter from Blackish, Marsai Martin. She played as the young what's that movie that it was Issa Rae and Regina Hall. Yeah. And Regina Hall, it was kind of like the movie Big. Yeah. But Regina Hall got transformed into this little girl, and it was the girl from Blackish, Marsai Martin. You have her as Megan Good's daughter, like, oh, he didn't took away, and you have Megan Good like, oh, he still ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like a little cameo. Right. You bring back my boy Red. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like DJ Pooh. Yeah. Bring back everybody, but it's stationed around the funeral of Pops.
Yeah. That would be dope.
And everybody's coming back.
That would be a good everybody, Friday, right? Like a little
you
reunion.
Bringing back all of the people from every 3 Fridays. Yeah. You're bringing them back, and they're commemorating Pops, and you could even possibly bring back, have some people who wasn't in the movie. But it's like they might have been like dog catchers with Pops. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it. John Witherspoon was on the Richard Pryor show. Yeah. So it's a couple of people that's still living from the Richard Pryor show that's still alive. Like my boy, you remember Sister? Yeah. The one that was the dad.
Yeah. I forgot. I don't know his name.
He's married to the second Aunt Viv in real life. Yeah. But he was on the Richard Pryor show. Tim Reed. Okay. But he was the dad on Sister.
He used to be on them soap operas back in the day.
He was the dad on Sister, and he was also there was this show called WKRP Cincinnati. But he was one of the main characters in that joint. But like he was on the Richard Pryor show. So you could have him like he was one of the dog catchers or whatever, with Pops because they worked together on the Richard Pryor show. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have people who was there in that moment like, oh, we used to be dog catchers with him. You could have like these random cameos of maybe famous comedians that knew John Witherspoon.
Now, think about this too. The staple of any Friday movie, which if it's going to happen, he's going to do the same thing, which is he's going to bring in a young comedian. Yep. That's, you know what I'm saying, that's going to give a shot to. Now, I'm thinking of somebody like, what's the dude on 85 South? No. Carlos.
I mean, that kind of already established.
Somebody like him. Country Wayne, maybe. Aha Davis.
You know what I thought about, though?
Bubba.
And I think we said that, Bubba Dub.
Bubba Dub, yep.
But I've always felt like, if you remember in the second Friday, where old girl was pregnant, Tamala Jones was saying that was Day-Day's baby and Day-Day was denying. Right. But come to find out, that was actually Day-Day's baby, though. Yeah. And so you have a comedian that's like Day-Day's baby. So like you got Smokey's son, and everybody's saying like it should be DC Young Fly, should be Smokey's son. Right. You could actually get Ice Cube's real son.
Yeah.
You could get him to be Craig's son.
Yeah.
But then you could also have, this kid that's supposedly like, oh, Dada, that was your son for real. And that could be another thing of the movie, like, oh, Dada, that was really your son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying, like, oh, she lied. Like, no, that was actually your. I don't know who could play Dada's son.
Yeah. I could definitely see DC Young Fly up in there.
But I feel
Just
like
because,
again, they
but
like
he's not young enough and coming. But
they
I'm
saying
saying
he could be Chris Tucker's son.
Yeah. Quite honestly, bro, like he has a good problem because he can go 5-6 different ways with it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I trust Ice Cube. If he gonna do it, he gonna make sure it's right. He gonna make sure he gonna get all the people that he can get in there. But
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
and I'm glad it's finally coming to fruition because they've been talking about it for 20 years.
Definitely. All right, so what we got with the quickies right quick, man?
Okay, well, one more thing before we get to the quickies. What do you think about the March Madness conclusion?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I was
Florida won for the men.
I was going for Houston.
Okay.
I wanted Kelvin Sampson to get one. It's messed up. It's ironic because how they lost the championship game is how they won the semifinal, Final Four against Duke. Because Duke was up pretty much the whole game, and then Duke didn't make a field goal for the last 8-9 minutes, and Houston came back and won.
Right.
Houston was
same
up.
Thing happened with Florida.
Yeah, Houston was up pretty much the whole game against Florida. They went down the last 6-7 minutes and didn't score, didn't get the last shot off. So Florida's a real good team. So salute to them. So I'm
What about
I'm with
the
it.
women?
I'm with it.
UConn and South Carolina.
Man, South Carolina got trumped. Like it was 30 points. I think it ended up being like maybe a 24-point win. The default was up 30 points.
So is Gino the GOAT?
Oh, for sure. 12 championships. that's red Arabac type situation. So
that's more than Pat Summitt.
Yeah, I don't know how many Pat probably got 5 or 6, maybe.
Something like I know she won. I know how many did she win with Candace Parker?
2 or 3.
Okay, I know she won 2 with Candace Parker. I know like when she had Shamika Hole's claw and
she had one with Shamika.
I know they won that one. Like you might be right. I would say between 5 and 8 for Pat.
Okay. Pat Summitt has she got 8. She got 8.
What I said between 5 and 8. Yeah, I knew she was kind of in between there, but like you said with Gino though.
Yeah, she got 8.
Like Gino didn't, and he didn't put like it's been so many women who came through that program that's made it to the WNBA.
Yeah.
Didn't Diana Taurasi play for UConn?
Yeah. Her and was
Maya Moore,
Brianna Stewart. Yeah.
Like no, they've got
Rebecca Lobos.
Like he legit, and for like from a Hall of Fame perspective,
Sue Bird.
It's so many women who play for UConn. And I think Paige is up next.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Paige Cole.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but he's got so many women that have played for that program. That are going to be Hall of Famers, and so you got to salute the UConn program.
Definitely.
As well as Gino Ariema. And again, with South Carolina, I mean, don't get it twisted. Like, Dawn Staley is going to be a 2-time Hall of Famer. Yeah. Definitely she made it as a player, I want to say, wasn't she like a 3-time National Player of the Year?
Who's that?
Dawn Staley.
Something
it was 2 or 3 times, but like
something like that.
She solidified as a player, period.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But then even as a coach.
Oh, she solidified.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because she done won 2 national championships already.
Yeah.
At least 2. I want to say maybe 3.
Yeah, she got 3.
But like, she solidified point blank, period. And she got like Gino is on the back 9. Don is on the first 9. Don got time to get plenty more. And every year her team is up there.
Yeah. They're going to be up there. And she gonna get some more. So
salute to both of them, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I guess now all we got is the quickies.
Actually, I just saw that too. Mike Malone got fired for the Nuggets. It's reminiscent kind of what we did here with the Grizzlies. Kind of but they did it with 3 games left in the season, 4 games left, whatever it was.
They're never going to win again.
So that's interesting.
That's the same team that owned the Rams.
I saw that.
The Cronkies.
I saw that. I wasn't familiar.
But that's why y'all are not gonna like. They won one. Y'all brought in Matthew Stafford and some other pieces. Like,
yeah.
But I feel like when you have and you look at like it's a reason why the Spurs won 5 championships. Continuity. It's a reason why when the Bulls did their 2 3-peats, who was the coach for both 3-peats?
Right.
Phil Jackson.
Yep.
When the Lakers 3-peated, who was the coach? Phil Jackson.
Philly.
But guess what? When they won the other 2 with Kobe, who was the coach? Phil Jackson. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, and so this whole thing of we're not winning this year, or we got 2 or 3 years. But again, if we're a 50-win, 60-win team, like what are we doing? Like, because when it goes talking about competing for a championship, injuries come into play, like the whole 9. He is the winningest coach. And he coached them for 10 years. Yeah. He's the winningest coach in their franchise history.
Yeah. And
you got to remember in the 80s when they had Dan Issel and Alex English, I was listening today to the Knuckleheads podcast that had Alex English on. And they were talking about how like Denver was one of the highest scoring teams in the 80s with him and Kiki Vandeweghe and Dan Issel. And they was in Western Conference Finals, but Mike Malone is the winningest coach in the history of the Denver franchise. From 2014 or 2015 to 2025. And you're going to get rid of the only person who brought a championship. It's a reason why Miami has been to the finals. In the last 5 years, Miami played 2 NBA finals. Because there's continuity with the general manager, Pat Riley, a president of basketball operations, the head coach, Eric Spoelstra. But yet and still, you look at them like, what have y'all done without Mike Malone?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, it's kind of, but all this stuff seems like a setup, dude. Because I still don't see how Dallas traded Luka to the Lakers. Like,
I would not be mad if the Bulls or the Grizzlies get Mike Malone.
I would love for the Grizzlies to get him. I ain't gonna lie. Or Mark Jackson, but yeah.
Definitely that. Yeah. Now we missed this one. We had a power outage a few weeks ago.
Yep. Yep, we did.
Man, the life and the legacy of the great George Foreman.
Yep. Yeah.
Some of y'all only know him for the grill.
Yeah, right. Which is great.
Right. But this dude was an Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah.
He was a civil rights activist. He was a minister. He gave back to his community. He retired, came back out of retirement, and won the heavyweight championship. They made a movie about his life.
I saw that, yeah. I actually liked that movie. I liked it. It was pretty. It was cool to me. No, I like documentary movies. Yeah.
No, I mean, and he was an icon on whatever level you want to put him on. He lived an iconic life as an activist. He lived an iconic life as a boxer. Yeah. He lived an iconic life as a salesman. Yeah. You know, like he had Asa. He all named George.
Yeah, that was a piece right there.
Now George you know when Paco was went to Redlands University. Yeah. His roommate was George Foreman's son.
Really?
He was roommates with George Foreman's son.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
You know, so man, rest in peace to one of the GOATs. And again, definitely. I know there's been a few weeks when we were going to talk about it. The episode that y'all watched where we had technical difficulties,
blanked out.
That was one of the topics we were going to talk about. And so again, salute to George Foreman. Prayers to his family. Yeah, he was definitely a legend.
Yeah, I think he was like 76, 77, something like that.
Old. Yeah. And also, man, one of my favorite actors of all time, man, Val Kilmer.
Top Gun.
Man, the great Doc Holliday from Tombstone. Yeah. I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah. That was crazy. Yeah, he was
Batman, Heat.
He wasn't Batman. I didn't think about that.
Have you ever seen Heat? Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. Oh, nigga.
He said Heat?
Heat.
Let me see.
Oh, JB, you slipping.
I don't think so.
He's like Okay, of course you got De Niro. It's a movie. It's of course it's De Niro and Pacino, but he's like the third best character in the movie. The scene where they robbing the bank and they come out there, that's one of the best shootouts in movie history. My boy from the Allstate commercial, Dennis Haysbert in that joint.
Yeah, Al Pacino. Ooh, and Robert De Niro.
Yeah, my boy Machete, Danny Trejo in that joint.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah, no, he is that movie.
Yeah.
He just that movie, and like I said, man, Val Kilmer was definitely one of those guys. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Loved his work, loved his movie, like you said, Top Gun, Iceman. I feel the need for speed, like like I said, man, Doc Holliday. Yeah. I'm your Huckleberry. Like I said, man, it's epic. And he was dealing with an illness for a long time, but
that's what I heard.
It's like a lot of movies in my childhood, man, was shaped by him.
It's kind of crazy because actually Rachel really, we both kind of like the Maverick movie, the second Top Gun movie. And if you look, I think he died in that movie.
Yeah, but
he had cancer or something like that.
But that wasn't acting. He was really like
I think he was really like sick. That's what I was. Because when I heard he passed, it made me think of Maverick.
Right.
Because he looked, you know what I'm saying, like that. Yeah, yep. He did. So, like you said, rest in peace with him, man. Because he's been a staple in a lot of iconic movies. I gotta watch Heat, bro, because I don't even think I've seen it. I don't think so. So I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, no, you definitely gotta watch Heat.
Yeah, we gotta check that out.
You definitely gotta watch Heat.
Yeah, I gotta check that out. What else we got?
That's it for right now.
That's it. Yeah, I think that's all we got. We talked about the NCAA. The Grizzlies just lost. Got bombed
by the Timberwolves.
At the house. So. I think we probably back in the 6th or 7th spot, probably back out in the.
Never should have traded Desmond Bain. Not Desmond Bain, Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, I gotta.
Because Houston is looking.
They number 2 right now. They number 2.
Should have never got rid of Dylan Brooks.
I can't dispute it. Man. But y'all know what it is. Till next time, continue with that executive mindset.
And most definitely keep it presidential.
Salute.
Arrivederci. Bow.
Sir.